Hello friends, myself Dr. Kailash Lachwani, Department of Applied Science, National Institute of Technical Teachers Training and Research, Chandigarh, and in continuation of our previous lectures on linear programming problem, in which we have discussed the linear programming problem definitions, formulation with numerical examples and graphical methods, their theoretical background and numerical examples. Today, we will discuss the simplex method, theoretical overview and algorithms. Simplex method, it is very powerful tool to solve any of the linear programming problem which has more than two variables. It is iterative process, and this simplex method or simplex algorithm was developed by George Dentich in 1947 and which was available in the literature in 1951. This method is an iterative process in which we start from the initial basic feasible solution and step by step we reach at the optimum basic feasible solution in such a way that the value of objective function is increased. This simplex method works for the maximization of a LPP. In case if you have a minimization type of LPP, we need to convert that minimization LPP to the maximization LPP by just multiplying the objective function with -1. And this simplex method uses methods from linear algebra like the study of system of linear equation and using matrix. So, the whole theoretical of simplex method is based on the matrices and the vectors. So, we will have a brief overview on the theoretical background of this simplex method. This simplex method is based on the fundamental theorem of linear programming. This fundamental theorem of linear programming states that if the given linear programming has an optimal solution, then at least one of the basic feasible solution must be the optimal solution, and this forms a base for the solution of linear programming by the simplex method. Now, I am going to some important definitions. What is the feasible solution? Any set of values which satisfy the set of constant as well as the non-negativity restriction of LPP is called the feasible solution. As a definition, we can say feasible solution to a LPP problem is the set of values of the variable which satisfy the set of constant and the non-negativity restriction of the problem. So, any values of the variable which satisfy the constant part and non-negativity part is called the feasible solution. Basic feasible solution, it is very important. In a linear programming problem, a feasible solution which is also a basic solution is called basic feasible solution. Now, I am coming to what is basic solution. Basic solution in which the vector associated to non-zero variables are linearly independent. It is called the basic feasible solution. In a feasible solution, when the vector associated with the non-zero variables are linearly independent, we say it is a basic feasible solution. In simple way, for example, we have a n number of variables and m number of constants. The number of variables is greater than number of constants, number of equations, then the solution obtained by setting n minus m variables to 0 is called a basic solution, provided the determinant of the coefficients of the remaining m variables is non-zero. It means the vector associated with the non-zero variables are linearly independent, then this is called the basic solution, and in basic solution at least n minus m variable must be 0. So, for example we have two equations and 4 variables. So, in order to obtain the basic solution, we need to put 4 minus 2 variable equals to 0. So, we put either 2 variables equals to 0, then the solution obtained will be the basic solution. And as we put n number of n minus m variables 0, out of n variables we put n minus m number of variables 0. So, the total number of maximum number of basic solution will be NCM. So, basic feasible solutions are finite in number and the maximum number of them is NCM. Now, I am coming to the next definition. This is the optimal basic feasible solution. a basic feasible solution which also optimize the objective function of LPP is called optimum basic feasible solution. Optimize means the basic feasible solution which maximizes if the LPP is of a maximization LPP, or minimizes if the LPP given is a minimization LPP is said to be optimize the objective function. So, a basic feasible solution which maximize or minimize the objective function is called the optimum solution. Next is the basic variables. The variables in basic feasible solutions are called the basic variables. Basic variables are those m variables which has been there in basic solutions, and if a basic if any of the basic variable is 0, then it is called the degenerate basic solution. So, basic variables, then we come to the non degenerate basic feasible solution. A basic feasible solution of a LPP is said to be non degenerate if none of the basic variable is 0, and it is called degenerate basic feasible solution if at least one of the basic variable is 0. Degenerate, when we have a degenerate basic feasible solution, then it creates the problem of degeneracy. So, it will discuss in later video. Now, I am coming to the slack and surplus variable which is necessary in the simplex method. Slack variable, if a constant has less than equal to sign, then the variable which is to be added into the less than constant in order to make it as a equation is called the slack variable. So, the slack variable is used to convert the less than equal to constant into equation. Similarly, we have a surplus variable. If the constant has greater than equal to sign, then in order to make an equation, we have to subtract something positive from its left hand side. The positive variables which are subtracted from the constant is called the surplus variables. So, slack and surplus variable we use to obtain the initial basic feasible solution, because for the inequality constant we do not have any method. So, we must convert the inequality constant into a set of equations. So, for this we use the slack and surplus variable. Slack variable is used on the constant which has less than equal to sign, and the surplus variable is used when we have a constant greater than equal to sign or equal to sign. This is the simplex method in tabular form, and it differs from author to author or expert to expert. Usually we have this format, and we can use the simple form of this table also, and here you can see in first part this is basic variable. We write basic variables and corresponding to their cost, and in upper part we use the variables like x1, x2, s1 and surplus or slack variable s1, s2, sn. A1 are artificial variable which we use when we have a constant greater than equal to sign or equal to sign. So, we will discuss later on. So, in upper part we have a variables, and this part we have a coefficient of constants, and right hand side we use zj minus cj, it is called the net evolution, and right hand side we use b, and some expert also use b at here as a value of the basic variables. So, this tabular form differ from expert to expert and author to author, and in this lecture we use the simple form of this tabular form to let you know how we can use the simplex method to solve a LPP. So, in next slide we are taking one numerical example to understand this simplex technique, and this has 3 variables and 3 constants, because for the 2 variable and 2 constant we can use the graphical method. So, we have used the LPP which has 3 variables and 3 constants. So, now to solve I am going to board. We have LPP of maximization z, it is 2x1 plus 5x2 plus 7x3 subject to 3x1 2x2 plus 4 x3 less than equals to 100, and second constant we have x1 plus 4 x2 plus 2x2 2x3 100, and the third constant is x1 plus x2 plus 3x3 less than equals to 100, and x1, x2, x3 are greater than equals to 0, it is non-negativity restriction. So, I will solve this simplex method in easy format and step by step. So, in first step we check whether this problem is in standard form or not, because simplex method can be applied only for the maximization problem. So, in first step we have to identify that your problem must be of maximization, and here we can see our LPP is of maximization problem. So, no need to change the LPP. In case if the LPP is of a minimization problem, then we need to convert the minimization LPP into maximization by simply multiplying with the -1 sign by to the objective function. So, this is clear to us. Second important is all B's. B's means the values on the right hand side of constants. This part is known as B. All B's are positive, so that we can find the basic feasible solution. And fortunately, in this question all the values on the right hand side of the constants are positive. In case if any of the values of B is negative, then we convert the B into positive by just some simple multiply the whole constant by -1. So, this is the in the first step we need to check, then only we can apply to the simplex method to LPP. LPP. In second step we introduce slack and surplus variables. Because we have a set of constants, inequality constants, then so we need to convert into an equation. So, all the we can see the first constant is of less than equal to sign. So, we add a slack variable. So, in first constant it is 3x1 plus 2x2 plus 4x3, I add one constant, one variable, slack variable, it is S1, then it becomes equal to. This S1 is slack variable. Similarly, in the second constant I add S2 because the constant is less than equal to sign, and this. So, S1, S2, S3 all are slack variables because all the constants are less than equal to sign. For in order we also introduce this slack variable in the objective function with 0 cost. So, we write 2x1 plus 5x2 7x3 0 into S1 0 into S2 into S3, and all x1, x2, x3, s1, s2, s3 are greater than 0. So, in second step we introduce the slack and surplus variable so that we can convert the system of inequalities into system of equation. In next step, to obtain initial basic feasible solution. To obtain the initial basic feasible solution, we see this set of equations. We have total 3 equations and 6 variables. By the definition of basic feasible solution, we put n minus m variable equals to 0. Here the number of variable is 6 and number of equation is 3. So, we put 6 minus 3 variables 0. For initially we put the variables which are given 0, because we have to put 3 variables equals to 0 out of 6. So, initially we put the given variable, that is x1, x2 and x3 is equal to 0. So, I suppose let x1 is 0, x2 is 0 and x3 is 0. 3 variables we put 0. What will be the solution? S1 is 100, S2 100 and S3 is 100. We can see all the variables are 0 and positive. So, this is initial basic feasible solution. The variable which we put 0 are called non-basic variable, and variable which we are having the values is called S1, S2, S3 are basic variable. In next step we go to the simplex table, first simplex table, and then we improve the solution up to the optimal solution step by step. First simplex table, and we use this is CB, XB, B, CJ, and we put here variable x1, x2, x3, then S1, S2 and S3. This format we use, it differs from author to author and expert to expert, and in my opinion it is a simple format. XB indicate the basic variable we know basic variable is S1, S2 and S3. CB means the cost of basic variable. The cost means its coefficient in the objective function. The coefficient of S1 is 0, coefficient of S2 is 0 and coefficient of S3 is 0. So, we put 0, 0, 0. And B means the right hand side part, this is 100, 100, 100. So, B will be the value of basic variables this, and here the variables are given. Cj means the cost of variables. So, we put the cost of x1 here, the coefficient in the objective function of x1 is 2. So, the cost will be 2, cost of x2 is 5, cost of x3 is 7 and cost of S1 0, S2 0 and S3 0. And here this part we put the coefficient matrix. So, coefficient matrix of the system of equation is 3, 2, 4, 1, S2 is not there. So, we put 0, S3 is not there, 0. So, we write here 3, 2, 4, 1, 0, 0. Then in second row we write 1, 4, 2, 0, 1, 0, because S2 is there, S1 and S3 is not there. So, the coefficient will be 0 to S1 and 0 to S3, and in third row we have 1, 1, 3, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 3, 0, 0, 1, and this is the ideal format, tabular format, and here we can see corresponding to the basic variable we have the columns of unit matrix. For example, S1 is the first basic variable, corresponding to S1 we have 1, 0, 0, corresponding to S2 we have a 0, 1, 0, corresponding to S3 we have a 0, 0, 1. So, this is the checkpoint in simplex method. Corresponding to basic variable we must have the columns of identity matrix. Now, I will calculate the value of Zj minus Cj, and this is also known as net evolution. Some author use Cj minus Zj. In that case they take the minimum of most negative value, but we prefer to use Zj minus Cj. So, Zj indicates Zj is Cb then Xj, basically it is the value of objective function with variables. So, and Cj is the cost, we subtract the cost. Corresponding to each and every column we calculate Zj minus Cj. So, how we will calculate? We just multiply the values with Cb. So, for example, corresponding to x1 3 into 0 plus 1 into 0 plus 1 into 0. So, Zj becomes 0 minus Cj, Cj is the cost of x1, it is 2. So, total is minus 2. Then corresponding to x2 we again multiply the column versus this transpose of this column. So, we will have 2 into 0, that is 0, plus 4 into 0, that is 0, plus 1 into 0, that is 0. So, total Zj is 0 minus Cj, Cj is 5. So, it becomes minus 5. For the third column the value will be 4 into 0 plus 2 into 0 plus 3 into 0, that is 0 minus 7. So, value will be minus 7, and corresponding to basic variable the value of Zj minus Cj will be always 0. We can check also 1 into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus 0 into 0, that is 0 minus Cj, Cj is 0. So, total is 0. Similarly, for S2 we have a Zj minus Cj 0. This is also a checkpoint corresponding to corresponding to basic variable the value of Zj minus Cj will be always 0. Now, for the next table we select the most negative Zj minus Cj variables, and that will be entering variable. So, most negative is it is minus 2, minus 5, minus 7. So, most negative is this minus 7, it means it will be the entering vector in the basis. Presently in this table we have a basic variable S1, S2, S3, we want to improve the solution. So, what we will do? We will enter one variable into the basis and we will remove one variable from the basis. So, which one will be the entering variable? Corresponding to the most negative Zj minus Cj, the variable will be entering variable. So, here minus 7 is most negative. So, x3 is the entering variable. Because one variable is entering, of course, the one variable is to be departing from the basis. So, which one will be the departing vector? For this we use the minimum ratio. We will calculate the minimum ratio of this column. Minimum ratio is, we will calculate the minimum ratio with the values in that column with B. So, we use this formula B upon Xij, your Xij should be greater than 0, and we will calculate the ratio of B with this column. So, what will be the ratio, and we will select the minimum one. So, here minimum 100, corresponding value is 4. So, 100 upon 4, 100 upon 2, and third one is 100 upon 3. So, we will have a ratio 100 upon 4, 100 upon 2 and 100 upon 3. So, minimum is 100 upon 4. Here it is important that the value which by which we are dividing must be greater than 0. If it is we only consider the values which has greater than 0 for the minimum ratio purpose. Otherwise, in any case if your positive values are not there, then we have a case of unbounded solution and all. So, here where we have minimum ratio, this 4 we have minimum ratio, it is called key element, and corresponding to key element, the variable in the basis will be departing vector. So, corresponding to 4 and basis we have S1, it means S1 will be the outgoing. This we first select most negative Zj minus Cj entering vector, then we calculate the minimum ratio with B, where we have minimum ratio, it is key element, and the variable in the basis corresponding to the key element is the outgoing vector. So, we have 3 steps, most negative Zj minus Cj is the entering vector, then we calculate the minimum ratio, where we have minimum ratio we have a key element and the variable in the basis corresponding to the minimum key element is the outgoing variable. Now, I am going to the next table. We will use the same format CB, XB, B, Cj, variables x1, x2, x3, s1, s2 and s3. Now, in the next table, it is table second. So, second table we have new basis, and here in the next table we have entering vector x1, entering vector x3 in place of s1, because we have already removed s1 from the basis, and s2 and s3. So, we have a new basis with x3, it has been entered into basis, and the cost of x3 is now 7, cost is of s2 is 0 and cost of s3 is 0. Here we put the cost remain the same 2, 5, 7, 0, 0, 0. Now, we have a basic variable x3, s2 and s3, and as we know in the already we have said that corresponding to basic variable we must have the columns of unit matrix in the table. It means in the new table we must have corresponding to x3 we must have 1 0 0, corresponding to s2 we must have 0 1 0, and corresponding to s3 we must have 0 0 1. It means we have to make this 4 1 2 0 and 3 0 in the next table using the key element. So, we use the key element to make 1 0 0 in the first table to the new table, and all the calculation means all the multiplication and division we will do with the key element row only. Now, in order to make this 4 1, I will do one row operations. I will divide the whole row by key element, that is 4. So, I will do first operation R1 by 4. So, what we will have 100 upon 4, it is 25, 3 by 4, 1 by 2, 1, then 1 by 4, 0, 0. Now, I want to make 2 0 with the help of key element only. So, how we can do? I will just multiply the first row with 1 by 2 and subtract into the second row. So, in next row I will do operation R2 minus 1 by 2 R1. So, when I multiply this first row by 1 by 2 and then subtract, so we will have 50, 3 into 1 by 2, that is 3 by 2, and 1 minus 3 by 2, we have minus half, then 2 into 1 by 2, 1, 4 minus 1, it is 1, 4 minus 1, it is 3, sorry, 4 into half, it is 2, 2 minus 2 becomes 0, then 1 into 1 by 2, 0 minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, then 0 into half remains 0, 1, and it will be also 0. For the to make, I want to make this 3 0, what operation I will do? I will multiply the first row by 3 by 4 and then subtract. So, in third row I will do operation R3 minus 3 by 4 R1. So, when I multiply the first row by 3 by 4, so it becomes 75, and 100, when I subtract it from 100 we have a 25. Then 3 by 4, 9 by 4, 1 minus 9 by 4, we have minus 5 by 4. So, 1 minus 9 by 4, it is your minus 5 by 4. Then 3 by 4, 2 into 3 by 4, it means we have a 3 by 2, and 1 when we subtract it from 1, we have 1 minus 3 by 2, we have minus half. And when we multiply this 4, 3 by 4, we have 3, when 3 is subtracted from here, it becomes 0. And when we multiply 1, 3 by 4, we have a 0, so it becomes minus 3 by 4, and it will not be affected by this multiplication. Now, you can see in the second table we are having the basic variable x3, s2 and s3. x3 is corresponding to s3 we have a 1 0 0, corresponding to s2 we have a 0 1 0, corresponding to s3 we have a 0 0 1. This is checkpoint corresponding to basic variables. Basic variable we must have the columns of unit matrix, and for this to make 1 0 0, some authors or experts use different techniques. They first write this first row, then subtract it from the previous table. So, it depends upon the use of by the user. So, we have used this row transformation operations. Now, we can see, now again we repeat the same process, we calculate the net evolution Zj minus Cj. When we corresponding to each and every column, 3 by 4 multiplied by 7, we have 21 by 4 plus minus half into 0, that is 0, and your 0 into minus 5 by 4, it is 0. So, Zj is 21 by 4 and Cj is 2 minus 2. So, we have it is 13 by 4. Now, corresponding to x 2, 1 by 2 multiplied by 7, 7 by 2, 3 multiplied by 0, we have a 0, and minus half multiplied by 0, we have 0. So, value of Zj is 7 by 2 minus 5. So, it is value is your 3 by 2. Corresponding to x 3, we will have 0 because it is a basic variable, and corresponding to S 1, we have 1 by 4 into 7, 7 by 4 plus 0 into minus half, it is 0, plus 0 into minus 3 by 4, it is 0. So, Zj minus Zj is 7 by 4 minus 0, Cj is 0. So, Zj minus Cj will be 7 by 4, and rest of the variables are basic variable. So, there is no need to calculate the value, obviously the value of Zj minus Cj will be 0. So, it becomes 0 0. Now, we can see in the second table we start from the S1, S2, S3, and in second table we have a new basic variables x3, S2 and S3. We have improved the objective function value. Now, we go to the third table, we can see the most negative Zj minus Cj is minus 3 by 2, and we will repeat this process up to when we have a all Zj minus Cj greater than equals to 0. So, here we are seeing one of the Zj minus Cj is minus negative quantity. So, we will select the most negative Zj minus Cj, that is corresponding to x2. So, x2 will be entering variable, it is variable entering vector. Now, for the outgoing vector we again use the minimum ratio concept. We calculate the minimum ratio with B, and minimum ratio, for minimum ratio we will use only these two elements, minus it is 1 by 2 and 3, minus half we will not calculate, we will not consider, because we have formula that minimum ratio of B upon Xij, Xij should be greater than 0. So, we will compare the ratio with only these two. So, minimum ratio I am writing here, it is 25 upon 1 by 2, it is 50, and second is 50 upon 3, it is nearly 16.66. So, which is minimum? Obviously, 50 by 3 is the minimum, this is minimum. So, this becomes our key element, and corresponding to key element variable is S2, S2 will be the outgoing variable. So, S2 we will depart, so it becomes departing vector. So, in next table in place of S2 we will have x2 variable in the basis, and we will repeat the same process. So, now I am going to the third table with the same iterative computation. We use CB, XB, then B, CJ, variables x1, x2, x3, s1, s2 and s3. First we write the cost, it is 2, 5, 7, 0, 0 and 0. Now, in the third table in the basis part we have variable x3, in place of s2 I will write x2 and s3. Now, cost is different, cost of x3 is 7. So, I will write CB corresponding to x3 is 7, cost of x2 is 5, and cost of S3 is 0. Now, we know that corresponding to basic variable we must have 1 0 0 and 0 1 0 0 0 1 columns. Corresponding to x3 we must have 1 0 0, corresponding to x2 we have a 0 1 0 and corresponding to s3 we must have 0 0 1. So, we will do with the help of this key element. So, I will make this 3 1, this 0 and this 0 with the help of key element. So, all multiplication and divisions we will do with the key element row and then we can add and subtract into the another row. So, we must sure that the feasibility of the solution must be maintained. So, in order to make 3 1, I will do the row operation on the second row. What I will do? I will make first row operation on the second row. I will divide the whole row by key element 3. So, when I divide, we will have 50 by 3 minus 1 by 6, 1, 0 minus 1 by 6, 1 by 3 and 0. This is second row in the new table. Now, I want to make this 1 by 2 0 with the help of this key element. So, what operation I will do? I will first make this 3 1 by 2. So, I will just multiply 3 with 1 by 6 so that it becomes 1 by 2, then subtract into the first row. So, I will make the second row operation on the first row. It is R1 minus R2 by 6. So, when we multiply it by 1 by 6, it becomes 1 by 2, then subtract it from 1 by 2, it becomes 0. So, it is 1 by 6, 25 minus 50 by 6. So, it is 150 minus 50, that is 100 by 6. So, here we have a quantity 100 by 6. Then when I multiply this minus half with 1 by 6 and then subtract, we will have 3 by 4 minus minus plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 6. We take the LCM 12, it becomes 9 plus 1, 10 by 12. Here we will have 10 by 12. This becomes, when we multiply it 1 by 6, it becomes 1 by 2, subtracting it becomes 0. When I will multiply this 0 by 1 by 6, it becomes 0, and when subtract 1, it becomes the same. Now, 1 by 4 minus minus plus 1 by 2 into 1 by 6. When we take the LCM, LCM is 12. So, it is 3 plus 1, 4 by 12. So, here we have value 4 by 12. When we multiply this 1 by 1 by 6, then subtract, we have a minus 1 by 6 and 0 remain the same like this. In first row, we will have these values. We can convert this value into simple form like 4 by 12, we can write 1 by 3 also. Now, I am going to calculate the third row in the new table. I want to make this minus half 0 with the help of key element. So, what operation I will do? I will just multiply this 3 by 1 by 6 and then add into the third row. So, third operation I will do in the like R3 plus R2 by 6. So, 1 by 6 then multiply, then add. So, 50 multiplied by 1 by 6, then add. So, what will be the answer? It is 25 plus 50 by 6, it is 6, 200 by 6. So, here we will have value 200 by 6 Now here we have 1 by 6, 1 by 2, when we multiply it by 1 by 6 and then add. So what answer we will have? Minus 5 by 4 minus 1 by 12. When we take the LCM, we will have minus 15 minus 1, it is minus 16 by 12, minus 16 by 12. Then here 3, when we multiply it with 1 by 6, we have 1 by 2, when we add with minus 1 by 2, it becomes 0. Here it is 0, when we multiply and add, we have the same 0, and it is minus half, we have to multiply with the 1 by 6 and 8. So what will be the answer? It is minus 3 by 4 minus 1 by 12. So we take the LCM, minus 3, 9, minus 1, minus 10 by 12. Here we put the value minus 10 by 12. And when we multiply this 1 by 2 and then add, we have a 1 by 2. And when we multiply this 0 by 1 by this one 6, so we have a same. Okay. So 1 by 2, 1 by 6. So here the value will be 1 by 6, not 1 by 2. Then this will remain the same 1. Here we can see in the third table corresponding to x3, we have 1 0 0. Corresponding to x2, we have a 0 1 0, and corresponding to S3, we have 0 0 columns. So this is our checkpoint. In third table we have basic variables x3, x2, s3. We start from s1, s2, s3. Then in second table we included x3. In third table we included x2. So now again we repeat the same process. We calculate the value of Zj minus Cj. So if all the values of Zj minus Cj is greater than equals to 0, then we stop the simplex method here and we reach at the optimum solution. So let us see what is the value of Zj minus Cj. So 10 by 12 multiplied by 7 becomes 70 by 12. So 70 by 12, then 5 multiplied by minus 1 by 6. So 70 by 12 minus 5 by 6 plus 0 into minus 16 by 12, it is 0. So total value is 60 by 12, it is 5, and so Zj is 5 minus Cj is 2, so it becomes 3. Corresponding to x2 and x3, because these are the basic variables, so value of Zj minus Cj is 0. There is no need to calculate, you can verify the value of Zj minus Cj will be 0 corresponding to the basic variable in the table. For the corresponding to S1, we will calculate Zj minus Cj. 4 by 12 is multiplied by 7, then we have a 28 by 12, and then 5 into minus 6. So we have a 5 by 6 and 0 into minus 10 by 12, it is 0. So what will be the total value? 28 minus 10, it is 18 by 12. So Zj is 18 by 12, Cj is 0. So Zj minus Cj will be 18 by 12. Corresponding to S2, the value will be 7 multiplied by minus 1 by 6. So it is minus 7 by 6 plus 5 multiplied by 3, 5 by 3. So it is 6, 3 by 6. So, value of Zj is 3 by 6 or 1 by 2 and your Cj is 0. So, it will becomes 3 by 6 and S3 is the basic variable. So, Zj minus Cj is 0. Now, we can see all the values of Zj minus Cj becomes positive and 0. So, it means we have reached at the optimality criteria. Here we can see this 3 corresponding to S1 is positive, these are 0, it is 18 by 12, it is positive, 3 by 6, it is positive. So, we have reached the optimality criteria is corresponding to all variables Zj minus Cj is greater than 0, it means the current basic feasible solution is the optimal solution. So, we have reached at the optimal solution and by this table we can see the optimal solution. So, optimal solution for this problem is x1 is not present in the basis, it means it is 0, x2 corresponding to value we will see from B, x2 is 50 by 3 and x3 is 100 by 6, we can say 50 by 3 and value of objective function, maximum value of objective function we can calculate by the given objective function, it is 2x1 5x2 plus 7x3. So, it is your 2 into 0 plus 5 into 50 by 3 plus 7 multiplied by 50 by 3. So, it is 12 multiplied by 50 by 3. So, it is 200. So, 12 is multiplied by 1 by 3, we have 4 multiplied by 50, it is 200. So, this is the maximum value. So, this is our answer to this problem by the simplex method. And simplex method has the beauty that by table we improve the basic feasible solution up to optimal solution. And we unless we have all Zj minus Cj positive, we need to repeat this process. So, sometimes the problem is complex or the number of variable is more, then we have a more number of simplex table. But the computational is easy. Once we have to check Zj minus Cj corresponding to the most negative Zj minus Cj, we will calculate the minimum ratio, where we have a key element minimum ratio, then corresponding to key element the variable is the outgoing. This is the procedure which we need to adopt and we find the solution of the LPP which has 3 variables and 3 constraints by the simplex method. These are the references which I have been taken to prepare this lecture, and in next lecture we will continue the series of lectures on the simplex method. In next lecture we will discuss the problem of linear programming which has greater than equal to constraint, and for that we use the big M and 2 phase method, and in the next lecture we will also discuss the cases of degeneracy. So, thank you very much and I hope you will have a fruitful learning experience. Thank you very much.